Sup Players, and welcome back to another Danish Nationals round. Now we are finally at it, guys. We are going into the top cut, starting out with top 16, the top 16 feature match right here, right now. So, without further ado, let's get into this. So, one of my very good friends is actually competing here. I believe he is on the left side here, it looks like it, because of his wristband. I believe that I saw his, yeah, it's definitely him because of the wristband. Because I know that he has that one, so yeah. Alright, so I don't know who won the die roll. I believe that my buddy, that the player left, won the die roll. He's also the same person that came in, that actually won Nationals 2023, so in Denmark, so he became the Danish Nationals champion at that point. But yeah, he starts out by by special summoning. Is it extra Ryzeal? I believe it's extra Ryzeal to be able to dump an Xyz monster and searching Sword Ryzeal right here. So obviously he were on, just to spoil something, he were on Mitsurugi Ryzeal. So yeah, I kinda already know because I have seen the deck profile that he have made to one of his buddies' channel, which is Team Paradigm Paragadin, I believe is the how you're going to pronounce it correctly. So yeah. But yeah, as we can see here, guys, it's basically just full Mitsurugi Fiends, or not Mitsurugi Fiendsmith combo. It's full Mitsurugi Ryzeal combo right here. Now we have the Ryzeal cross on the field. And I'm actually pretty excited to see what the right player is going to play right here. I will say a full powered Mitsurugi Ryzeal board can be a little bit tricky because if he didn't interrupt anything, well, then he wouldn't be able to do anything against the board. And since he haven't interrupted the player here, then I think that this board will just be insane. The end board will just be insane here, guys. And that is just my opinion. If you can't interrupt the board, then you know one thing for sure: you're going to your turn if you're going second, but you won't get a chance to actually, do something. So yeah. But yeah, then Duo Drive will activate searching two Ryzeal cards. And since you already have the field spell, will he search? I know that he might be searching Node Ryzeal. Is that Star Ryzeal? It looks like Star Ryzeal. So yeah. It definitely does. And then we do have a Sword Ryzeal, so Star plus Sword. Maybe not. I don't know, guys. And also, I do apologize a little bit for the quality of this video. I'm sorry that it's not 4K and everything, but yeah, I hope that you still enjoy the matches. I know that some people have actually enjoyed all of the national videos that I've been uploading, and I apologize that I haven't been uploading as fast as Lajish himself, the man that have actually made these videos possible for me to make. But yeah, as I have said in some videos, I have been a little bit busy, so yeah, that's the reason behind it. Okay, so we end on Duo Drive plus Detonator Pass. Is that right? Yeah, it looks like it. So we start out by activating Infinite Impermanence. And now we got the Mitsurugi Ritual Monster effect activated right here. Which that's still pretty good. I will say that. That's still pretty good too, if you think about it. So yeah. to have those kind of interruptions with and against your opponent. But as we see here, the player left here is definitely just playing. First of all, setting up the Ryzeal engine, and now we go into the Mitsurugi engine. That's, I would say, the Ryzeal Mitsurugi is definitely one of those decks that synergizes most with each other, as we all also can see here, kinda big. And the way that this guy is piloting this deck is just so good. Like, I see that I don't know what the other guy's playing right now because he haven't done that much. He has, what's it called? He has played one imperm, which I will say it makes sense to imperm some targets, but I will say again it depends a lot on the deck that you play against. I will say Mitsurugi Ryzeal definitely takes, it eats one hand trap, so you need that. You definitely need, you definitely need more than just one hand trap to win against them. But then again, having to see this setup right here, and yeah, that's definitely something. Having to see this matchup right here, that's, I will say, the way that the Mitsurugi engine synergizes so well with the Ryzeal engine is definitely scary to see. So in some sort of way, I hope that Ryzeal gets a little bit hit. Maybe King of the Feral Limbs will be shot, which I will say it will kill a little bit of the engine. Maybe, maybe not. Depends on how you play the deck. But it looks like that we are down to some of the end of this turn. Maybe we have Eclipse Twins right here being sent to the graveyard that revives one monster, and I believe that it overlays directly into something. And I also believe that I said that it did look like Detonator that he summoned. I believe I said that. But it doesn't look like Detonator at all. Like, it doesn't look like Detonator at all. I don't know. Did I say it? I can't remember. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. But yeah, I believe Eclipse Twins activated to what, quick XCs, and it looks like that the opponent maybe thinks, and that's game. That's game one in top 16, not round 16, top 16. I would say, so that's actually just a strong 1-0 to my buddy here, because I know the guy. I believe I also said that. But yeah. Um if I should talk about the match right here, I will say the player left here, the Mitsurugi player, Ryzeal player here, definitely had everything coming to him. Like, he pilots the deck so well, and you can see it. And the only interruption that the opponent has was one imperm, which I will say it does nothing against the deck. Like, again, it's a little bit hard to say where to interrupt with the hand traps, because this deck doesn't really die to hand traps. Like, because first of all, it has negates that it can set up. Second of all, it can just float into another engine so quickly and so easily. So it's really hard to, strategize against, okay, when to hand trap this card, or this deck, I mean, and where should the best hand traps go? Like, where should I Ash? Where should I Imperm? Where should I Veiler? Where should I nip them? Stuff like that. And that is what I kind of feel like is a little bit sad about Yu-Gi-Oh! In general. It's a big mind game. You have to think about, okay, if I do this, what will the outcome be? I like a sentence that I always think about that is called all choices has consequences, which means that basically whatever you do in a situation, like in this duel as an example, okay, you decide to imperm this monster, but the problem were that your opponent actually just ended on 5 negates in total. And that's what I feel like is the same scenario here. Okay, you imperm this monster, but now your opponent has 3 negates on the board. That is the consequence of your infinite impermanence play right here. Because you imprint one card and your opponent summoned 5 negates on the field. He made a negate on the top of the board. So again, not to talk about some of the plays, I will say, again, I didn't attend the tournament, sadly, so I cannot talk down on some decks and strategies. But I will say Mitsurugi Ryzeal is definitely one of the hardest matchups. I also believe that I would lose pretty hard. I haven't played, no joke, guys, I haven't actually played against the Mitsurugi Ryzeal deck. So yeah. Or maybe I have, but it was before the support in Alliance Inside. So yeah. Apparently, and that's all. And the reason behind that is because that most people at my locals doesn't play the deck. But yeah, the right player starts out here by setting 2 cards, which I would say that's a little bit interesting. So now it's definitely hard to do, to strategize what engine that he plays. And he activated the Mischief of the Gnomes, which now means that all monsters in the hand plus on the field gets 1 level reduced. Which I will say that's a pretty strong card against Ryzeal, because that means that they cannot go into the level 4 monsters. And that's a really big strategy. That's a big brain moment here. But then again, if they have access to the Mitsurugi engine, then it doesn't really matter that much. Which I will say they probably have, because the Ryzeal engine is only like, 9-10 cards now. Even with the support in Star Ryzeal, I believe that it's still on those 10, 11, 12 cards maybe of engine. And then we have the Mitsurugi engine that maybe is also 10 cards or something like that. Or not 10 cards, but you know what I mean. Like, which means that they still have access to like 15 non-engine. Or 12, depending on how many Handtraps and interruptions that you play in your deck. But yeah, I will say it's pretty crazy to think about that just one deck actually just ends everything. It's actually scary in some sort of way that you can play so many different strategies and still your opponent can just say, okay, that's cool and all, but now I'm just going full combo with this engine that I play because I have space for it. So yeah. But I would say in some sort of way I still feel like that the top 16 guy here will win. Or top 16 guy, what I'm talking about, the left player here will win. Because right now, depending on the last face down and depending on what the opponent does have in their hands, well, it depends a lot on that. Plus, I can see that I did not see what he had in the graveyard as well. I feel like that it is a monster card right there. So maybe it's a troll. Maybe not. Or an Ash or an Veiler or something like that. And that's just me, guys. That is just me that is blind and did not see what he dumped to the graveyard. So yeah. But we have 32 minutes left on the clock. And I already know, guys, that this will not be a long match because I know the time. We have like a couple of minutes left of the entire video. So yeah. I know this might seems like a big spoiler, but I already know who will win because I have seen the video, because I recorded the video. So yeah. But we go into Duo Drive here. And Duo Drive is going to attach one Ryzeal monster to himself, and now he's going to, I believe he is going to search for Duo Drive. No, he did not. He actually did activate Ryzeal Cross right away. So now if the opponent does have Nibiru, it doesn't really matter. Because Nibiru can in fact be negated now. With the effect of Ryzeal Cross. Which I will say that's actually a pretty... That is something that I feel like that I hate most about the Ryzeal engine. That's the fact about that they can set up a negate without actually having a monster. Active monster effect. but still having the fact about that he set up the Ryzeal crossboard, which basically just is okay, free negate to me. Um, Merry Christmas, I guess you can call it. And again, depending a lot on the strategy in the deck that of your opponent, I will say that this definitely looks like that. The biggest win to Ryzeal Mitsurugi. Plus, again, it doesn't. I don't know what the last face down is because he haven't activated it. Maybe it's an Emperor, maybe it's a call by, maybe it's something. But I feel like that doesn't matter. Depending depending a lot on the cards in the hand. I feel like that this might be over soon, but it looks like that. Yeah, it did look like that the left player passed to the right player here. Um. So yeah, or did he? Yeah, it does look like that he passed to him, and that's something. Is he going to make a play? That is my biggest interest in this. Is he going to actually play a card this turn? Because it looks like that he have actually passed over to him, and he passes right back, which means that it can be many different things. It can be very much different things. One face down and 3 cards in his hand, which I would say it depends a lot on the strategy, but again, yeah, I don't know. But here, the Mitsurugi Ryzeal player activates Dual Drive effect to search Node Ryzeal, and we are going to search Ice Ryzeal. It looks like Ice Ryzeal that he searched right there. So yeah, and he's going to normal summon out Ice Ryzeal and activate effect, I believe. I assume that he activates effect, like who wouldn't? And that is going to special summon out. Is that Sword Ryzeal? It looks like Sword Ryzeal, yes. And Sword Ryzeal is going to search X Ryzeal. And I believe that he can still use X Ryzeal to dump an Xyz monster to the graveyard. But no, we special summon out no Ryzeal here, I believe, because we do have an Xyz monster in our graveyard. And then we're going to use another Ryzeal monster effect right here to do something. And what is that? It looks like Ghost Bell was dropped right here. It's a little bit hard to see, guys, because of the frame of the video, but it looks like that Ghost Bell was dropped here. Just from the side of the artwork, I cannot see, guys, I will say this, I cannot see the whole card. And I also believe that you can't, but for me, from my perspective, it looks like Ghost Bell. So yeah. And that would make sense because it is a graveyard effect that the Ryzeal player just activated. So yeah. But it looks like that we're almost down to being able to get this game secured by the Ryzeal player. And now we have the Mitsurugi spell card as well that searches Mitsurugi cards. So yeah. Oh, he did. He actually did that. He activated Mitsurugi Ryzeal. I did not even see that. I thought it was the spell card that he just searched, and then I had to be like, wait, why did he search the same card? And then it hit me, he summoned out the big Mitsurugi ritual monster, so yeah. And I believe that he attacks for game now. I believe, yeah, he attacks for game. And I also saw the Nibiru there, but because of Dual Drive still had an Xyz material, he could negate it with Cross. So yeah, guys, that was top 16 match. Really interesting, really fun. But I already kind of knew what would happen. I know most of those games. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll catch you in the top 8 feature match. Peace.